Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm gonna be reviewing the first movie I have watched through Megashare, and this one is The Breakfast Club. So yeah, last time I watched this movie was about 2 years ago, and I remember really enjoying it. So I rewatched it through Megashare, which is essentially or basically Netflix, which is free on the internet. Basically, I'll leave a link down for Megashare down below. Um, and yeah, that's basically what it is. So yeah, basically I watched The Breakfast Club, and now I'm gonna review it. For those who haven't watched it for any reason, I recommend you do watch it. Through Megashare maybe, or maybe go buy a DVD or Blu-ray or something, or Netflix if you like paying. Um, and yeah, 10 seconds as usual. For potential spoilers starting now. So yeah, spoiler warning already given. So don't complain down in the comments below that I never gave you a fair warning because I did. So don't put in the comments below or message me that I never gave you a fair warning because I did. So basically, this movie follows five high school kids. Andrew Clark, played by Emilio Estevez. Brian Johnson, played by Anthony Michael Hall. Um, John Bender, played by Judd Nelson. Claire Standish, played by Molly Ringwald. And Allison Reynolds, played by Ali Sheedy. And basically, they're all in Sunday detention, Sunday Saturday detention, weekend detention, basically. And basically, they all come from different stereotypical groups. Um, Andrew basically is one of the jocks for athletics sports. Brian is one of the brains or know-it-alls, smart kids. John Bender, he's basically one of the criminals, the who's rebellious and whatnot. Claire, she's one of the princess, prom queen type of thing. And Allison, she's basically one, like the recluse, the one that keeps to herself, the shy one who is kind of weird. Nobody talks to. She's that one basically. So basically, they're on Sunday detention, and they basically get to know each other a little bit more, and how they're how due to the groups they're in, um, the groups they're in school, they really can't see past each other through that. So in this detention, they basically like take down the barriers, and now they could basically see each other for who and what they really are. And the Sunday detention, and they essentially make new friends and whatnot. And then at the same time you have the principal, who is played by Paul Gleason, who is Vernon, or Richard Vernon, Mr. Vernon, however you want to call him, who basically he's trying to control everyone, keep them making them right essays and whatnot. And yeah, then at the same time you have this janitor who's just there, who's called Carl, who's played by John Caplos, who really doesn't have a major role in this movie to begin with, so I don't even know why the hell he's there. So yeah, basically one of my favorite movies of all times, hands down. I mean, the characters, they're likable, except for Vernon and Carl. Vernon, well, he's a principal, he's not really supposed to be likable, and Carl, he's like one of the only things I really don't like about this movie. He seems like an extra to me. He was just there for the money, his character really had no meaning for this movie at all, except for maybe one cheap joke, which is actually a very funny joke, but really, one quick joke in one scene. But really, he had no real point in this movie. So really, Carl is the only complaint I have for this movie. Well, not really, but I mean, I do have a few other complaints, but really, those are more nitpicking. I mean, for the most part, the writing and the acting is amazing in this movie. And as I stated before, it is one of my favorite movies of all time, hands down. Um, I mean, yeah. I mean, I also do like how they kind of take down the barriers of stereotypical barriers, and they kind of give some layers to these characters. which is pretty cool and kind of does make you think, especially me since I'm in high school. What type of stereotypes are there, and is there any ways to actually break down those barriers, and the director, I forget what his name is, the director, John Hughes. He does a very good job demonstrating, that despite there being these barriers, there's still more to a person. What makes a person. These stereotypes don't really define a person as to who they are or what they are. There's more to that, and this shows. I really do like it. I mean, really, I have no complaints. I mean, there is some times where the writing is a bit off, but that's usually one or two sentences that seem kind of off, or maybe it's just that it feels kind of forced. But for the most part, this movie is solid. Carl really is my only major complaint. His character, which is basically the janitor, really has. I really don't understand as to why he's even in this movie. Um, he really doesn't bring any. He's not really even. Shouldn't even be included in the movie at all, in my opinion. I mean, really, the only biggest thing he had in this movie was maybe a cheap shot from one of the jokes, which for one of the comedies, which the comedy and jokes are funny. They're good. You know, for 80 strokes, they're amazing. So those are good. And another thing I really want to point out is that this movie really doesn't age at all. I mean, you could be watching this right now in 2014. It's still a pretty good movie. It's a decent movie. So yeah, really the only real complaint I have is Carl the janitor, which essentially I really don't see as why he's even in this movie. He feels like an extra in this movie, and he really doesn't bring anything. He really brings no. He's not really really doesn't motivate the plot at all. He doesn't bring anything for the plot or anything at all, and he's just there as an extra in my opinion. That's really the only complaint I have for this movie. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I put this at a 9. Really, the only complaint I have is that Carl character. He annoys the hell out of me. I mean, he has maybe 20 scenes. Well, not 20 scenes. He has maybe 10 scenes. But really, he brings like no. Hell. He really brings like no. He really doesn't give anything towards the story at the end. He's there for maybe 10 scenes, and he just doesn't do anything, which annoys me, and I really cannot I really don't give a shit about his character at all. So yeah, 9. I mean, if he wasn't included in the movie at all, if that character wasn't included in the movie at all, I'd give this a 10, no problem. Really, the only problem with this movie is that fucking Carl, which I don't give a shit about, which I have no idea why they even included him. He feels like an extra. So yeah, that's basically it for this Mega Share movie review. So yeah, as I said before, I will be doing other Mega Share reviews. So if you up and I'm planning, such as E.T., 12 Years a Slave, 8 Miles, Wolf of Wall Street, and Shane Shock Redemption. Few movies I need to review. Well, want to review. I kind of forgot to review 12 Years a Slave and Wolf of Wall Street when it came out. I really didn't have time at the time. I didn't have time at the time, so now I'm gonna be reviewing them again, but I have to rewatch them. So, yeah. So, but the other four or four, 3 ones, I really haven't watched. Well, I watched 8 Miles, but watch that again. So whatever. Besides the point, I'll be doing a bit more Mega Share reviews starting today, I guess. So yeah, now in the comments below, what do you think about Breakfast Club? Do you think it should be more than 9, less than 9? And what do you think about the Carl character? Did you like him? I honestly could not give less of a shit about him. But maybe you did like him, Carl Janitor. So, comment below your thoughts on Carl and, what you think of him in the Breakfast Club. And again, do you think it should be more than 9 or less than 9 on the rate? What are your thoughts on it? Also, remember to subscribe. I also do other movie reviews. This is my first Mega Share movie review. As I said before, I will be doing a bit more Mega Share reviews. I also review comic books and TV shows, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, remember to share on Facebook, Twitter, or MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.